Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. My name is Dr. Samori Swygert, and I want to share with you the audio version of a blog article that I've written today, and it's entitled "2016 Presidential Candidates Should Submit to Live Town Hall Polygraph Tests." Let's jump into it. Presidential candidates and congressmen should submit to a public polygraph test, i.e., a lie detector test. You may think I'm being facetious or sarcastic, but I'm not cracking one smile. It may seem unrealistic, but slow down and ask yourself, why not? What do ballot casting citizens have to lose by candidates taking a public polygraph? Nothing. See, it's easy for the government to implement and subject citizens to various voting requirements and restrictions when it's convenient. Historically speaking, there was the poll tax, literacy exams, and more. Currently, we've witnessed the ushering and implementing of other voting nuances like voter ID laws, computer voting ballots, changes to early and weekend voting. As citizens, we've also seen the recent thumbs up approval of soft money campaign contributions. When we can have various changes in voting stipulations imposed on the voting demographic, I think that we should add some higher requirements and election criteria for our presidential candidates and congressional candidates. The bar must be raised to a new level. This must go beyond political resumes, track records, town hall debates, state to state stumping, patting dogs, shaking hands, strategically planned photo ops and purchased endorsements and backdoor deals and fundraiser dinners, and of course, kissing babies. Why do I say that we need public polygraph tests of political candidates? First, the people can only hope, believe, and have faith that candidates will do as they promise once they're in office. Do you remember Bill Clinton's, "I did not have sexual relations with that woman"? You remember that? Do you remember Arnold Schwarzenegger's love child with his housekeeper? Do you remember George Bush and Cheney and Colin Powell and their weapons of mass destruction propaganda? What about New York's Anthony Weiner lying about being hacked about his genitalia phone pictures? How do you feel about "read my lips, no new taxes"? That was being sung by George Bush Sr. Are you comfortably satisfied about the answers to Benghazi? Was it that hard of a question for Jeb Bush to understand about the war in Iraq? See, these are just a few examples of blatant lies, white lies, half-truths, and deceit. As citizens, it's imperative that we hold elected officials to a higher standard of scrutiny and integrity. Our presidents and other elected officials are situated in positions of power. They have tremendous and profound effects on our lives, family, and the future of our nation. Yes, there is a fiduciary responsibility and obligation that elected officials should subscribe to. Moral character, integrity, veracity, forthrightness, and consistency is an unspoken expectation. However, in the politics as usual mind state, candidates are audio pimping the masses. Audio pimping, meaning saying any and everything the electorate wants to hear. See, candidates and their teams will cleverly craft the wording of speeches so that their candidate is sonically palatable and pleasing. When candidates are sworn into office, they don't hold up their end of the bargain in many instances. Their actions don't match the promises they've made to the voters. More often than not, congressional leaders are strangled by the python-like grip of corporate lobbyists. Our elected officials practice political adultery. Their loyalty and commitment lies in bed with corporations and not the marriage between their electorate. Human lives are special. They're delicate. They're fragile. We can't have politicians beating the war drum for ulterior motives and private interests of gain. These are our children, our fathers, our mothers, and cousins that are being sent to war. Now, I'm also aware that polygraph tests are not conclusive. They can vary depending on different factors. However, I feel that people should have as much evidence as possible that all decisions and promises are genuine and sincere. A person that has nothing to hide should welcome a public polygraph test. It's even more appealing to me because the NSA, other government agencies, corporations, and credit bureaus collect mountains of data on the average American citizen and creates a profile on them. These profiles can prevent you from getting a job, housing, cars. They can place you on no-fly lists, and etc. We've now allowed society to create this all-knowing profile of the average American citizen that just wants to be left alone and live a normal life. Thus, the public is owed the deep scrutiny of candidates that will be propelled into the positions of power that participate in the life-altering decisions of we the people. Didn't George Washington say, "I cannot tell a lie"? So can we have a town hall polygraph session with candidates where the public can tweet and pose their questions in real time and await their response and the results? And that's the end of that. Now you can check out the YouTube links that will be associated with the article, and give some links with Anthony Weiner and George Bush and Bill Clinton, where you can kind of fact check exactly what they said on footage. And let me know your thoughts. Do you think that 2016 presidential candidates and other elected officials should subscribe to a public polygraph test session? Hit me up